It's the OCGFAM show. Do PPMs matter when you're foliar feeding? Let's talk about it. Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCGFAM show to you, my YouTube buddies. What's going on? Let me know in the comments. It's another hot one here. See a little sweat on my brow there. It's a tough deal out here in the garage. I gotta find a cooler place to film. Topic for another time. So we've been talking about foliar spraying, foliar feeding, and there was a good question in the viewer questions last episode. Do the PPMs matter when you're doing a foliar feed? And you know, like we've talked about, when you're doing a feeding, the PPMs are not so crucial like they are when you're doing, hydroponics or something like that, because it's a milder feeding and not as big a deal. We more look at what it is in the slurry test, the soil, what the PPMs that are there, not so much what it is in the feed. But it's not an issue. It is something you have to deal with or think about a little bit, and we kind of go into that a little bit in the clip here. Scott talks about that, and if I think you might find it interesting. So watch this. I'll talk to you after. Steve Carlisle. Hi guys. I foliar feed from time to time, but I could never find on what nutrient PPM should be, nor what the pH should be when foliar feeding. Could you please enlighten me on these questions? Thanks, Steve. PPM of the... That's a different...
I mean, you want to keep it pretty reasonably, like under the 4 to 500 range, so you're not... There'd be no potential of burning of the foliage, because it is a sensitive part of the plant if you're putting really hot stuff. I tend to keep mine, I never really check, but when I have, because of the dilution rates I'm using, it's usually under 400 parts per million as a foliar spray.
So just getting started, that's not a terrible idea or a dumb question. You know, you get to where you're putting 5 mil or whatever, and that's just what you do. But that's based on back 1,000 years ago. You were like, okay, that's probably not gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's no pushing on the foliar feed. You don't want to get up to 1,200 parts per million. That would be gasoline. And pH is kind of important in the realm of, if you have high pH water, you definitely want your pH to be between the 6 and 7 mark.
Okay.
Anywhere ideally in the 6 to 7 mark. We're not trying to make the roots absorb calcium at 6.4 to 6.6.
Sure.
We need the cuticle of the plant to be able to allow the nutrition to get past the waxy protective layer of the plant. So a slightly acidic solution will give it penetration to get past that into the
okay. Well, and at both ends, there's certainly a danger zone of actually damaging something, right? I mean, you know.
Yeah. If your pH is 2 and your parts per million are 1,400, you
got a problem.
Well, that's 2,4-D.
Yeah.
So that's an herbicide. So don't do that. But anywhere in the 6s and anything below 400, you'd be totally safe, and that's where the plants are going to probably thrive the best.
Okay, what do you think of that? Informative? Entertaining? Did you get anything from that? Have you ever thought about that? Do you measure your PPMs? Did you ever measure your PPMs for your foliar feed? Let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it. Also, any questions about that or anything else, we'll get them answered. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. It's hot. The OCGFAM show. Ooh, it's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCGFAM show. See you tomorrow.